Good morning and welcome. It is Saturday the 4th of February. I am Flatcap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, what have we got this Saturday? We have got a busy Saturday is what I would say. We are not having a go. We are maybe pushing our luck. We're I would say that's how I would describe it. So, I've got a steak and 3/4 today. £35 is our bet. Got a little bit bigger at Leopardstown than I thought I might on Saturday, I've got volume of bets, smaller stake bets. So it's £35, but get your pens, papers, screenshots at the ready. There are 7 bets for this week. Today, 7 bets. 8 is the maximum. I always say 8. I won't go over 8 for a channel, but there are 7. So. We've got 4 smaller stake Lucky 15s. We've got Lucky 31, and we've got 2 different combination bets. So it's busy, Health warning. I always say if I get out of volume, I'll try and make sure the complication is low. There is one bet in particular. I've chopped and changed. It looks like a Sunday bet. It looks like that'll be the only bet, and I've made it complicated. So there is a bit of volume and a little bit of complication on bet 1. So 12.40 Lingfield is where we're going to start off when we get there. £35. So it's more about there's volume and races to try. There's been a little bit of market movement unfavourable, I would say, this morning, which is a bit annoying. It would also flag for Sky bettors, particularly at the Dublin Race Festival in Leopardstown. There's a couple of races now, 8 runners, 4 places on Sky. There's not massive value in them, but there's some, and I've got a few in. So I'll flag those when I get to it. Okay, before we get there, let's go through Friday's results. And Friday we had another profitable day, so we have gone 3 days in a row making profit. Now, as you always will know with me, I will be completely straightforward and I will always give you the context. If it's good, I'll give you the bad context. Bad, I'll give you the good context. 3 days in a row. The last week we had 3 winning days in the whole week was middle of October last year. The last week we had 3 winning days in a row was August last year, where we had a particularly good week where we didn't actually lose. I think we broke even one day and won on the others. So going 3 days in a row should not be taken for granted. We would due it because January was a bit of a slog, but going 4 days in a row, and I said this yesterday on the vid, that the trend is it's very, very, very unlikely. So it's up to you what you do, right? You're all adults. You make your own decisions, whether you do what I do and you completely copy it or you rip it to shreds and pick out what you think are the best bits. It's up to you. I'm putting it out there. It's free. You make your own decisions for it, folks. What I'd say to you is, however long it takes you to put on, it took me a lot longer to figure it all out. We made a profit, which is lovely. So I got it as 25 on 44.56. Lowest profit of the week for channels. If you were non-Sky Bet and used bog bookies, you'd have done better than that. So we're in a good place all round. But definitely the most exciting because we actually had some winners. We hadn't had any winners for a couple of days, but we had winners, 3 of them, and there was a few things going on, so it was potentially more valuable, but not to be. So we started off here, Capitanti Con. I said to you that was my horse of the day for value. I said it should be 10s. I said I didn't think it'd go to 10s. It went to 9, so I was pretty much right-ish. Went off 9-1, ran a great race, very solid 3rd place. Excellent. Really happy with that to start us off. Then Enough Already was a bit disappointing. At Whole Blair Boy ran a cracker and went and won. I think did SP 14s maybe. We only got 12s for the channel. And then 7.45 Elishiva 3rd. So it was place treble with the additional bit on the single there. So nice return for bet 1. Just one leg letting us down on that one. We've had at least a place treble every day this week. We've had two lots of 4s, but a place treble was nice. The jumps bet, everyone was probably looking at the jumps bet because the jumps bet went so well earlier in the week. We went off, started off horse second, drifted to 22-1. Strike rate was running at 9 out of 10 horses, and then the next 3, no. So that couldn't run well first time out for a long time. But go figure, the horse that did win the race, 14 years old, Max Dynamo, that was running off a massive break. We took it last year. It did me a right good favour. It won last year, Max Dynamo, for me. I just didn't quite fancy it at Chepstow, to be honest. Its form looked like it could have been a Wincanton specialist. So yeah, fortunately I was on the wrong one. Super Duper Sam, no. And then Royal Defender was very unfortunate. It was a horse broke down in the straight, and Royal Defender looked like it was knocked on for a place and got brought down by that horse. So we would have had a place double. We only had a single, and unfortunately it was a nice price as well. Then we had Bet Free. This was the big price one at Dundalk. None of those really did much, to be honest. That fell out the stalls. That didn't start great. That was close enough for a horse that originally was 80 to 1. It was much shorter at the SP, and Hot Lady was 7th of 13, so better than the price, but nothing great on that. And then Bet 4, started off cracker at Maidan. Tambarada's 4th at 20s, and Mokhtarab 1 at 10s was the SP. You could have got 18s on that in places earlier in the day, so hopefully some might have got a better price. Shavajod went in 9 to 2, and then it was a bit disappointing. Wonder Spirit, that went to 12 to 1. So sometimes you can't tell. I had no idea why that went 12 to 1. That ran a nice race and just got on the line and won. So we had a nice double there. It was only on a 10p lucky. 13 to 2 and 12s. SPs was 10s and 12s. And then Millie up to Hilly broke our hearts because Millie didn't go up to Hilly. It's not really much of a hill at Dundalk, but it wasn't to be there. So we had a place double on one bit of it and a win double on the other bit of it. So yeah, it's one of those ones. It didn't return as much as you think it might do for a bet like that. And then it's so frustrating when you get it right first leg, because I'll be honest, I definitely have gone back round that and thought, should I have put a different race in for second leg? 100% that was my favoured race. I was always putting that in. And then, I was it's done now. We didn't get anything back. We had first and fourth going on to those, and we got nothing. Sometimes you just have to accept that's just how it goes. All right, moving on then to Bumper Saturday, as we'll call it. It's busy. It's one of those ones where I think it could go either way. It'll either be one of those ones where people would be like, why did you bother making it so complicated, putting in so much effort when basically they've done nothing, versus we could end the day with people going, wow, he's some sort of genius, how's he managed to pull that off? Who knows? I know which one I prefer. So we're starting off here with the complicated bet. So this has gone through a few iterations, and I'm sorry I've made it complicated, but I just wanted to make sure I was happy with the right amount of stake in the right places on this one, and the market's moved about a bit too. So this is my all-weather bet. These are the 5 I've got on the all-weather for Saturday. Bet 1. It's 8.40 is the bet. So I'll run through the horses, then explain, but hopefully I've made it clear enough on my colour code system. 12.40 Lingfield, Pledge of Peace, took it last time, went from the front and faded. I particularly like that horse today at that price. It's a really competitive race. You could definitely argue a case for most of them in there, but there's massive value at 33s on that horse. 2.26 Lingfield, King Bavaria, 28. Sky are the only one paying 4 places on that race. It could be handy, so I haven't gone too strong on that for this bet. 3.36 Lingfield, Starry Eyes, 12s. That's been backed in quite a bit. It was 20s at one point, so only 12s I've got the bet on. And then the last two, Kempton, 5.30 Kempton, Fast Flow, 20 to 1, which ran a decent race last time, but whether that was a one-off or not, we'll see. And then 7.30 Kempton, Corinthian Lad, ran a bad race last time when it had been consistent, so they've kind of got flip-flop form, those two. So what I've got is, it's a 10p each way lucky 31. So that's the bit, the dreamy element of it. That's the main chunk, 6.20. So that's a lucky 31 on all 5 selections. I've then got an additional single on Pledge of Peace as my value horse for the bet. And one of my best for the day, 40p each way single on Pledge of Peace. Then got 2 additional doubles. One on Pledge of Peace and Starry Eyes. So that's 35p each way double on those. And then this is basically the equivalent of our saver bet. It's all it goes down to today. Our saver bet is a 35p each way double, Fast Flow and Corinthian Lad at Kempton. Hopefully that is there and you've got that down. That is bet 1, 840. I promise it's nothing else as complicated and convoluted as that. All right, first of our Leopardstown Lucky 15s. Yeah, need a bit of something at Leopardstown. It's not always been kind to be Leopardstown. We'll see how we go. 120 Cool Survivor 20-1. As I said, that's a race where Sky are 4 places, 8 runners at the moment. So well worth looking if you've got Sky. 340 Takarengo 33s. 410, we've taken that a couple of times, Espion de Chanet 22s. And 440 Special Cado 9-1. That again was quite a bit bigger and it's come in annoyingly, but I think 9s is still fine. It's a 16 pence, so most of the lucky 15s are all lower stake than usual. 16 pence each way lucky 15. Sky 100% preferable on this one because you've got the 4th and the 4th places there. And then Paddy next best because Paddy are on that 340, which is the best race of the day. They are 6 places, same as Sky. So I'm making Paddy second best on that one, and you'll get Bog as well. So that would be helpful. So that's 480 you bet. That's the first one at Leopardstown. I'll come back to Leopardstown. I've written them out in time order based on the first horse in each bet. Then got this. This is one of 2 lucky 15s in the UK jumps. 135 Weatherby, the King of May. We took it last time. It fell at the last, or just about the last, when it looked like it was bang for a place. So taking it again and hoping it's recovered from the fall. Only 5 runners in that race. It's only a small field, but we want it to come top 2. 203 Musselburgh, Tide Times 11-1. 255 Sandown, Bells of Peterborough 14s, and 330 Sandown, Celebra de Allen 11-1. Those two are the 2 I've made jointly my value horses for the TV stuff on freebets.com. So yeah, that's 16p each way, lucky 15. Sky best, and I'm flagging on this one for the UK jumps. 255 Sandown, Hills are 5 on that one online. So it just makes Hills second best. If you want a bookie where you're going to get some Bog, then by all means. But Sky are 5 on all those 3. William Hill are 5 on those and 4 on the others, and then everybody else is 4 on those. So it's preferable for Sky and then William Hill and then the others. That's bet 3, 480 you bet. The other UK lucky 15, similar races. 203 Musselburgh, the Ferry Master 11s. That's come in quite a bit this morning. 255 Sandown, Dolphin Square 22s. 330 Sandown, Larry 16-1, and then the 348 Musselburgh, Iolani 25-1. Another 16 pence each way, lucky 15. So 3 races the same as bet 3, and then 1 different. Sky again best, William Hill second best for same reasons I explained before. So that's 480 bet is bet 4. We then get on to the combination bet. So using those 2 luckies, which is why I've done them smaller stakes, I've got a little small stake combination bet. So I've got doubles on the bottom 2 and trebles on the lot. So 203 Musselburgh, Tide Times and the Ferry Master, going on 255 Sandown, Bells of Peterborough, Dolphin Square, 330 Sandown, Celebra de Allen and Larry. So it's 8 times, all combinations, 8 times, 15p each way trebles. And then we've just got the doubles on the last 2 legs, the Sandown races, which I prefer slightly. 4 times 20p each way doubles on those. £4 it should be in total for that. Again, Sky best, Hills second best. That's bet 5. Take a breath. Bet 6. The last lucky 15 in a slightly higher stake one, Leopardstown. This is slightly my preferred one, even though there's been a bit of shortening up there. So we've got the 230 Leopardstown. So I haven't got anything I was going to flag for Cheltenham today, but I will tomorrow. So ahead of anything I'm doing for Leopardstown for Sunday, there is a few in there that I think are looking at Cheltenham. But give you an example of this one, 230 St Roy, it's 17-2 and I put the bet on. You could have got 11s or 12s. If you actually look at the price for the Arkle itself, so it's kind of an Arkle trial, if you actually look at the Arkle itself, you'd have got similar odds. You can get 10, 11-1. And this horse was sat there at 10, 11-1 here without John Bon in the field and a couple of others who were shorter in the market. Nonsense. There's no way I'd have said to you that's the right horse anti-post for the Arkle at basically the same price as it is in the Irish version of the same thing. So it's worth having a go. I think that's actually quite a tight race, that 230. The market doesn't necessarily say that, but I think it is a bit tighter than it suggests. We've then got 305 Leopardstown. This one's in the freebets.com as well. It's come in a bit. I've only got 20s on it. You could have got 33s last night in places, so it's worth having a little shop around. It's a difficult race because it's what's going to happen with Galopin Deschamps, because clearly on paper looks like the best horse by quite some distance. So he looked like you're playing for second place. I think that horse potentially is the second best horse at a nice price, but it's not great because it's a 7-runner race, but it's definitely worth taking on the favourite. The favourite has fallen once in its life, so it is prone to an error, as was found out last year at Cheltenham. So yeah, I think that horse, people will get put off because of the age of it, and it's been avoiding these sorts of high quality clashes. But it does look like a decent horse. You know Mug if you come second and third in 2 consecutive Grand Nationals. Then got the 340, the Little Yank, the biggest price today, 50 to 1, 66s in places if you shop around for that. I think that's got decent enough back form to suggest it. If it's on a going day, that could be in the places. Then the 410 Barnaculia, I think, 28 to 1. 18 pence each way, lucky 15, an additional 40p each way single on the Little Yank makes it 620. So it's the only lucky 15 that's slightly higher. Sky best, Paddy second best. And then we're finishing off, and if you've been keeping up, you might know what's coming. Combination double on the last 2 Leopardstown handicaps. Some nice prices in there. I think we've definitely got a chance there of trying to snag at least a place double. But we'll see. So 340, the Little Yank at 50s and Takarengo at 33s. 410, Espion de Chanet and Barnaculia at 28s. 4 times 25p each way double, £2 is your bet. Sky best, Paddy second best. Bet 7. And breathe. Alright, that's it. So well done for anyone brave enough to tackle placing all those. I've put them all on. I've done it. I've done on the Sky Channel account. The bets are all placed. Those are the prices. And as I said, it took me a long old time to do the research and get them written out. So you decide. I think from upload time for that 12:40, you'll have about an hour and 20 minutes or something to get yourself sorted for the first race. Should be plenty of time for most. Okay, enjoy your Saturday. I'll be back tomorrow. Main focus 100% is Leopardstown. The handicaps look even better for tomorrow. We'll see if I can find some value in it though. On paper, they're decent at Leopardstown. And there's also some on main ITV Racing. Leopardstown is on as well. So I know in Ireland, you'll be able to watch a lot more of Leopardstown than in the UK, where there's only one race on ITV. Tomorrow, there's more Leopardstown on ITV Racing as well as Musselburgh. That is that. I shall be back in the morning, and I will see you then. Thank you very much for all the lovely support, and well done if you've stuck with the programme and you get how it works, and you've driven through January and you've got to February and you're now back out on the other side. Because going into today, I've got the channel at £28 profit for the year. 3 days ago, that did not look like a very likely thing, but it can turn very quickly. Likewise, we could lose £35 today and suddenly I'll be on tomorrow saying we're £7 down for the year. It can turn either way. All right. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.